Hi, I'm Matt with the etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about our Thule OutPace Bike Rack on the back of our 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE. Now this will be a great rack if you're looking not only to save space on the back of your vehicle, but also to save space in your garage when you're not using this. So it's going to be a very versatile rack, so let's check it out. So the first thing I really want to focus on today is how our bike is interacting with the vehicle, because the main point of this video is how the rack interacts with the vehicle. So right now, the closest point we're going to have are going to be these handles right here. So this is a mountain bike with some longer handlebars, so even on those really bumpy roads, we're still pretty far away and we're not going to make contact with anything. Now, we can't open up our hatch like this, but if I were to tilt this back, I can. All I have to do that is to pull on this rubber cable here and tilt this back some. And now we're going to have plenty of space to get back here. The reason why you might want to get back here is if, let's say, you're getting ready for your ride, you want to take a seat, tie your shoes, you can do that, or even grab your helmet. Or if you're just running errands, you can even put away your groceries. Now we can close this back down and put this back into the seated position. And to do that, all I have to do is lift up on the rack until it clicks into place. Now, if I want to take a closer look at this, I'm going to take off my bike. So the first print I'm going to start with is going to be these straps. You're going to have two of these. I think that gives us a really good hold. With that undone, I'm going to go undo the one on the front side. I'll lift this up so we get a better idea of what I'm dealing with. This is going to also go in the opposite direction to ratchet this down to get it extra tight. With both of those undone, and come up to the frame. It's going to be the same style. You're also going to have a lock core on here for extra security. You're going to remove this. Now, we'll say this is designed to make frame contact, so if you have a bike with a really nice paint job, or if you don't like anything touching your carbon frame bikes, then I'd recommend checking out the Thule OutPace Rack, since you can actually make contact with the wheel instead. Now I can roll this away and take it out for a ride. Now we can check out a few points on here. So these cradles I actually have the ability to pivot. And what I mean by that is they pivot inwards to make sure that you can save space. I'm going to show you what that looks like, just like that. I like to keep mine unfolded though, because I think it gives us a little bit more room and it won't block as much. I'll tell you what I'm talking about here in a couple seconds once I get all this cleaned up. I do like to put all these straps up because to me it just makes it look nicer. And it's just easier to work with. Now that we have that put up, I'm going to get a couple measurements. The first one I'm going to get is going to be the overall distance from the ground. That's going to be about 26.5 inches. So that's pretty good, even with some heavier bikes back here, because this can handle some lighter e-bikes. Now, for the total distance away from our vehicle, that's going to be sitting at a little bit under 25 inches, which is really compact. Now, I will say I've noticed when I do put two larger mountain bikes on here, it can feel a little bit tight. You can still get it to fit on here, but just keep that in mind. But we can save even more space. And that's if I pull on this rubber strap and fold it up, just like this. And you can tell we are going to sit pretty close to our vehicle, but that's also the reason why I like to keep those cradles folded out so they don't make contact with the vehicle. And it's also not going to block as much, but let me get that measurement first. That's going to be a little bit around 8 inches, so that's really good actually. Now what it's going to block is this is going to block some of your license plate here. Some of it will still be visible, and then your backup camera will also be partially blocked too. So if you don't like that, you can stick to using your back window or your mirrors. And of course, even with these cradles folded out, it's not going to block your taillights. Now the way this is going to install, so if we take a look at the back, we're going to have this lock core at the very end of this handle. So you're going to have extra security, and this is going to be your anti-rattle device. So you can get this to be nice and tight. And I like that this is already built into here, so you don't have to worry about losing it. Let's say you're at a position where it feels kind of awkward, you can just pull this out, rotate it some so you can get more leverage. And then following up, we're going to have this 1.25" shank here, and it's going to go to our 2-inch hitch receiver. The way this is possible is because we have this sleeve adapter that's built into it. So this can work with your 1.25" shanks or your 2-inch shank receivers. And then we're going to have a pin hook that goes through and goes into that pinhole to secure it into place. But earlier I mentioned that this can save you a lot of space in your garage, and what I mean by that is if I take this out now, I'll just fold in these cradles, and then I can fold up that shank to save you more space. The way I do that is just by pulling that rubber cable, pulling it up, and folding it in. And now this kind of folds up like a briefcase, so you can put it up against a wall or even store it in the back of your vehicle because it doesn't really take up much space at all. Now when I compare it to other options, the Thule OutPace is another one that's going to be very compact. Not as compact as this one, but it is going to have a higher weight capacity, and it's going to be great for those carbon frame bikes too. But if you don't need the ability to carry carbon frame bikes or those super heavy e-bikes, you just need to save space, then this is going to be the one for you. But of course, if you have any other questions, let us know here at eTrailer. And again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.